This is such a huge step for Adobe. So I just want to show you the video that explains kind of how it works. So you can see change scene to winter, which is a very hard thing to do in Photoshop. And you kind of need to be an expert Photoshopper to even make this work. Look how insanely well it did that. And you can even get different variations in the bottom here as well. So that would be super easy to do. And you can see the scene is completely changing. And just like that, you can even play the video. And obviously that's not going to be a super hardcore video that is hard to generate. It's probably a picture just moving back and forth like this. But we'll talk about video in a second. Here you can see the next picture here, or the next feature is you can circle around the dog's hair and click on generate similar brushes. Now, to generate a brush is kind of hard, and in normal Photoshop, it takes a while to actually create a brush like this. But in just a single click, you can just create a brush, and all of a sudden you can make more hair on your dog, and just like that, it got a fro. And I mean, that's insane. Now here, I believe this is more of Adobe's 3D tool. So it's a watch here, and you can add leather, like a texture on it. You can see the metal, you can pull it on top of the metal part of the watch, and you can actually generate multiple different types of AI images here as well, or AI textures. They also have this feature here that you can essentially just draw something on top of an image, and you can click on river, and it just creates a river for you. You can also put a tree in here, and just like that, you can create kind of like a collage instead of having to, paint everything yourself. And this looks like it works a lot like a brush, but I'll show you another tool here coming up in a second. So here you can generate a template, so make templates from your mood board, and just like that, you have a template here. And this is easily like a Canva destroyer in a sense. Now here they have a futuristic scarlet tanager bird, very detailed. I don't know what that type of bird is. They remove the background, and just like that, you have a beautiful scene that is happening. You can have a brush here, again, that could have created by this other AI tool, and just like that, blending them together. Now this is one of the most interesting features in my opinion, and we've seen this kind of with DALL-E 2 as well, and I'll get to like who are the partners and everything later in this video as well. Now here you can click on generate variations, and it will create multiple different variations of the same lighthouse. This will help so many people get these unique ideas, and even help with composition in a lot of cases to create such amazing works of art. You can also type here an underwater city and click on generate, and just like that, under the turtle here that literally has a lighthouse on top of it, you have a beautiful city. Now you can see vector variations for this sketch, and just like that, it is also good at text. And well, no AI is still yet good at text, but you can see this creates a vector of a logo that you can draw on a napkin, and all of a sudden is now in, for example, Illustrator, where you can create cool styles here. So you can also create text styles based on images plus a picture that you create. So you can see here that we have a monkey in the shape of an M, and then you have like a hairy fluffy thing in the shape of an M as well. I'm seeing a lot of people on Twitter really loving this and using this already to create like the word bread in bread. In bread? Scary. Apply texture to meow, just like that. That's so exactly what I'm talking about. Crazy stuff. My headphones in a studio. So this is blowing my mind in a sense. Like, you can actually have your own things and then make it, it understands the 3D space of it. And yeah, I mean, you can even have product photographs. Let's say, for example, you're a clothing brand, or let's say you're a headphone brand, right? You can use these images on your social media without having to pay a person to go out in the woods. It's really a cool time to be alive. So you can see here that they're, introducing the do not train tag for creators who do not want their contents used in model training. So we've seen this a bunch of people hating on AI because they have worked for 10, 20 years to create their own style, and then all of a sudden get ripped off, right? And I really am compassionate about those creative people, because it takes so long to actually hone your craft, and then it gets taken away from people. So it's really important that we use this responsibly. Now, you can also see that you can enable customers to extend Firefly training with their own creative collateral, which basically means use your own images to train the AI, generating content in their own style or brand language. This is very important, in my opinion, because these AI tools, they kind of make this thing and then they make that thing, and then they don't have any coherence between them. And I really like when you have a set style and that style continues through, and they're focusing on that. Now let's see what they are saying here. Like David Wadhwani, the president, is saying generative AI is the next evolution of AI-driven creativity and productivity, transforming the conversation between creator and computer into something more natural, intuitive, and powerful. With Firefly, Adobe will bring generative AI-powered creative ingredients directly into customers' workflow, increasing productivity and create expression for all creators, from high-end creator professional to the long tail of the creator economy. And they're actually focusing a bit on the creator economy, as I was teasing earlier here. Through the beta process, the company will engage with the creative community and customers as it evolves this transformational technology and begins integrating it into its applications. So you can see here that they will start with Adobe Express, Adobe Experience Manager, Adobe Photoshop, and Illustrator. Now, to my knowledge, they have yet to implement this, and obviously this is very new news, so it's obviously not integrated yet. And I really wonder how fast it will take to integrate into these softwares. So here, a customer-centric approach. Now, I really wonder how they're gonna do this. And so follow along on this channel, subscribe if you haven't. Helping creators work more efficiently. So Adobe is leveraging generative AI to ease with burden, with solutions for working faster, smarter, and with greater convenience, including the ability for customers to train Adobe Firefly with their own collateral, generating content in their own personal style or brand language. Now here is the important part, compensating creators. Adobe's intent is to build generative AI in a way that enables customers to monetize their talents, much like Adobe has done with Adobe Stock and Behance. Now, if you don't know, I actually made a video on uploading 100 images to Adobe Stock. And I've already made money from uploading AI images to Adobe Stock, which to me is absolutely insane, because I didn't paint anything. I didn't 3D render anything. I literally typed something into the computer, I uploaded it to Adobe Stock, and I made money from it, which is absolutely insane. And so that they're going to continue this evolution is very, very cool, because they're taking in account the creator, and they're also taking in account the customer that actually wants these images in an easy way. Like, many people don't want to sit there and prompt like multiple different examples and try to figure it all out. They just want to search for something, click on buy, and then they got the image ready to use, right? So Adobe is developing a compensation model for Adobe Stock contributors, and will share details once Adobe Firefly is out of beta. So I really can't wait until this is out, and hopefully more creative people can make more money in the creator economy. So you can see advocating for open standard and the Firefly ecosystem that make Adobe Firefly available via APIs on various platforms to enable customers to integrate into custom workflows and automations, which will be amazing, right? For example, I mean, there's a lot of text to image APIs that you can now use, and you can use it in type of an email format, right? If you have an email that is like, let's go on a vacation to Hawaii, you actually have an image that pops up directly in the beginning there. So those are some of the things written on the News Adobe blog here. Now I just want to show you some extra features that they have released, and this is a second video that is also really cool, and I want to show you exactly what this is all about. So I just need to turn off I'm just gonna click on play here, and there's some extra features that we didn't show in the first video. So you can see a portrait of a person in an art studio with plants and sunlight. And just like that, you have a cool text to image. Now I wanna show you some examples of the text to image, how it compares to other platforms in a minute. But here you can see that the styles here are really cool. They also have this DALL-E-esque type of feature where you can expand the image, and I really love that feature. But this is one of the coolest parts. He paints out the jacket, right? And then writes a red jacket, clicks on generate, and just like that, he got like a motorcycle jacket on, and now he's like an outdoorsy man all of a sudden, and now he's going to a party where they're serving Gouda. So this is really cool. I love that they have this smile, and yeah, now you can force like your grandma to smile even when she doesn't want to. And even the eye openness, you can just like kind of make it smaller so it actually looks like they're smiling. So this is going to be an amazing feature to use. And they actually do kind of have this in Photoshop already. They have depth to image. Now, a lot of people don't use this, but you can see how they use this in a creative way. So a sunlit living room with modern furniture, and just like that, they've created the depth map and created a new image on top of this, which is absolutely beautiful. I love how this is done, and I hope it works exactly like they are choosing here. And yeah, the creative ways that you can use this for are just gonna be immense. Here you can see a model, and you just put a 3D model, and then it actually makes it into an image. So here you can see a castle on a hill, a castle dessert, and you make it like a gingerbread house. Make a birthday poster, and this is like a more simpler. And then you can actually say it's her 6th birthday, and kind of like ChatGPT, maybe you can have a chat integration here, and you can click on generate, and all of a sudden it's her 6th birthday, right? Even upload an image of her, and just like that, you have a beautiful little template. Here you can see conversational editing. So the dressed dog in a Santa suit, and then you can put him in front of a gingerbread house. Here you can see text to vector hot air balloons over a valley at golden hour. And now vectors, if you don't know, is a way to always have the same quality. So you can blow it up to the size of Empire State Building without losing the quality. And that's what Illustrator is for. So you can see here that you can have it as small or as big as you want without ever losing the quality, which in like normal terms, to make this balloon here even would be insanely hard to do. So that's gonna save a lot of time. Now here, this I love so much. You can combine photos. So as you can see, you have a, what type of bird is that? I don't know. You have a beach, and then you have this mountainy, very creative image. And it creates this really, really awesome photo. And you can see these 4 photos creating these images here. The ways that we will be able to use this and create new things is going to be absolutely insane. Here is a new feature that nobody else has, which is basically using a color reference. So you have this photo, then you insert a prompt like a cloud sky over the sea with reflection, and You can even have a mythical temple in the middle of a jungle with these color references. And just like that, you can see the style is transferred, or the color is transferred over to the other image. This is amazing for photographers that basically wants to keep the same color palette throughout the entire video or throughout the entire Instagram feed, for example. So this is going to be really helpful for that. Also, for color grading for movies as well, it's going to be amazingly helpful. Here we have upscaling. This is nothing new. We already have even open source softwares like Upscaly that I've used to upscale images. And yeah, I mean, all of these features just packed into Adobe's products is just such a huge package, right? All of these new creative things that we're now able to do and create so many cool things. And I'm so happy for new creators. I think a lot of people say like, oh, creators will be gone and we'll not need creative people. I think now it enables us to be way more creative and create even cooler art, create even cooler pieces and things and 3D models that we have never ever been able to do before without the tedious tasks of brush strokes and writing and having a pen to the paper. Like, I've been drawing for a while, I've been doing Photoshop for a long time, and there's still things that I found extremely tedious, but I can also do it for the enjoyment of the task, right? Now, the main thing for me is that the image generators are stealing artist work. And I think it's very important that we actually have this integrated into every single text to image or all these different styles, that you can't actually steal their photos or styles or things like this, which I think is very cool that Adobe has this integrated in, actually writes it first into their article here, that is the do not train tag. So we can actually still have creators that's used years of their life to create a new style and that not get taken away from them in a heartbeat, right? Obviously, this is a new breakthrough in creativity, and I'm excited to see what is coming next. If you want videos like this where I share the newest updates on AI with you every single day, subscribe to the channel.